Okay, good evening everyone. My name is Jeremy Kerswell. I'm the principal here at Plumpton College. Thank you very much for signing up to our virtual course information event. It's such a shame, of course, that we can't have you here at Plumpton at this time to find out more about the college and our courses. And many of our fabulous staff and our facilities, of course, would normally be on offer for you at an evening event such as that tonight. But of course, hopefully you found so far that a lot of that information is still available to you. There's lots of opportunities to engage with staff, find out about that really important information. And we look forward to welcoming you to Plumpton, to see you in person and give you the opportunity to see our fabulous site and our fabulous facilities in person soon. As a result of your experience today, please do take the opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. Myself and Chris are presenting live this evening. If you would like to pose questions to us as a result of this presentation, please do use the chat section on the webinar to do so. If we don't have the chance to answer them at the end, we'll make sure we update our frequently asked questions section on our website for you. It's such an important decision for you all, and really we're here, all of us, to help you make the right informed decision that we know can have such a big impact on your future lives, not just your future careers. So please do take advantage of the opportunity to find out as much as you can today. And as I said, hopefully we'll get a chance to see you very soon in the future. So Chris and I have some information to share with you about what it's like to be a student here at Plumpton, what you can expect from us, and some of the really important support mechanisms and things that we've put in place to enable our students to be as successful as they possibly can be. Regardless of whether you've been to Plumpton before and what your previous perceptions are or thoughts are on what Plumpton stands for, or the provision that we have, I can probably pretty much guarantee that that we're more than you think. Today we have a very diverse curriculum offer, nearly 20 different subject areas that you can study here at Plumpton, ranging from the very traditional agriculture and horticulture all the way through to fairly new curriculum in things such as fisheries and butchery management and other such subjects. And most of those subjects that you can study here range from entry level, so pre-GCSE, all the way through to level 3, the equivalent of doing A-levels, and then on to master's level provision as well, alongside our very successful higher education provision. So real breadth in terms of choice, real depth in terms of the level at which you can study, and that's important because one of the things that we're most proud of as a college is our very inclusive environment. What that means is if you want to study here, irrespective of your previous background, experience or qualifications, there should be a place for you to study here on one of those subjects in this wonderful environment at this fabulous college. Within that diversity of subjects, we're still very specialist in what we do. And I think that's a really important message for you all to take away. We don't just do agriculture anymore. There's real choice, but we are focused and specialist on in terms of that land-based course offer. And that means that we're clear about why we're here, what we're focusing on, delivering it to the very highest standards and supporting students just like you are here today, many thousands of whom have gone on to be hugely successful in their future careers. So we're excited about having our students here and enabling them to go on to be successful in their future. Most of our provision is delivered here at Plumpton. We have about 3,500 students that will come here at any one time, not just to study on our full-time courses. I would encourage as many of you as possible to find out about our apprenticeship programs as well. It's a very rapidly growing part of our provision here at Plumpton, a slightly different study mechanism where you'll be employed across one of these different subjects or sectors in the land-based industry and then studying at college either remotely or on a 1 day a week or once a month basis. So do find out about that as well. as I said, there's a huge amount of choice here, and our role really, and the reason why Plumpton's been so successful in the past and will continue to be so successful in the future, is because we've helped tens of thousands of people go on to be really successful in their future careers. And I just wanted to take a minute to dwell on that, because I think in many respects your choice to think about studying a qualification offered here at Plumpton couldn't be better timed in many respects. For a lot of the subjects that we offer here, they're representing a sector, a rural sector or a land-based sector, future employers for our students, which is in huge demand. It's been going through a massive period of change, and that means that there are things that are happening well out of our control, or well out of the control or the influence of things like Brexit, but things that are happening globally, such as population increase or climate change or the importance of sustainability, that mean that the sector that our students are going into, the employment industry our students are going into, is changing a lot, and that in itself is driving that demand. It's very well documented that there's a huge requirement for new people to go into the world of work representing these subject areas, or these careers, if you like. But what's really exciting, and what those slides show, is that that demand isn't just for more people to go and work in these jobs, but actually it's to have people at what we call a higher technical level than ever before. So trained to a higher level with a more important technical understanding, a theory as well as practical side of things, to go on to be successful in those future careers, to be driving change in those sectors. And I think that's creating some really exciting job opportunities that our students are seeing now, and will be long into the future as well. So it's a really important and good time to be thinking about studying here and thinking about that career path into one of these industries. Back to Plumpton then, and we take that role of enabling you to be successful in your future careers incredibly seriously. We're extremely student focused. Everything we do is geared towards supporting you to be successful, not just while you're here, but to enable you to go on to be successful in whatever career you choose. So at the heart of what we do is ensuring we have great facilities in place. About £40 million has been spent on our facilities here in the last 15 years, and we've got some really exciting projects underway at the moment to extend that investment, particularly around horticulture, agriculture, and food and that provision over the next few years. All of those resources are there to do two things. One is enable our students to get those practical skills, but more importantly, it's about having our students working in a real life environment, the sorts of real life environments they're going to go on to experience in their careers. And that's important, not just for those practical skills, but all those personal development skills that help make Plumpton students so employable. In addition to that, some of those other key ingredients, as I said earlier, are around that academic side of study. It's more important to your future employers than ever before, and therefore it's been more important to us than ever before. It's been a big focus of ours, as has our raising our expectations of students. We want you to be really successful when you leave, and therefore we have high expectations of you whilst you're here. Alongside that, of course, Plumpton is renowned for delivering fabulous support. We have a really supportive staff body here, very supportive environment in which students can learn, and a whole range of different support mechanisms in place for our students, whether that's individualised, whether that's in groups. The idea really is that we get to know you as well as possible when you start your journey with us, and then we tailor that support as much as possible. It has a hugely positive influence and impact on our students whilst they're here, and it's something we're continually looking at improving and developing for them, as we are in everything that we do really, whether that be our main courses, English and Maths, for which we have a very specialist team in place here, or in relation to safeguarding, which goes without saying is at the heart of everything we do here at Plumpton. It's not just about high expectations and hard work, though. We really put a lot of emphasis into providing as many opportunities for our students as possible in terms of that learning outside the classroom. And learning outside the classroom can often come in terms of those opportunities to get involved in different things, whether that's societies or groups or clubs, fundraising, community work. We've got an affiliated student union that provides all sorts of opportunities for our students, not just to get involved, but help to organise things for the whole college, as well as providing opportunities nationally, and all those other examples you can see on your screen there. Not just about enabling our students to have fun and learn outside the classroom, but importantly, as part of that, to develop and grow outside of their course areas as well. It's a really important part of that journey we see students take in front of our own eyes in terms of their personal development. So there's loads of opportunities there. And as a result, I think, of having the right ingredients in place, we're very pleased with and proud of the results that our students achieve. This isn't about league tables, but it does demonstrate that a very high proportion of our students that start with us remain with us. That tells us that we know we've got the right mix of ingredients in place, some of which I shared with you now. I think probably the most important piece of information on the slide you can now see is that very high employability rate. Students don't just come here and do well and achieve well academically and enjoy their time with us, but when they do leave, and for many of them that's after 2, 3 or 4 years, they get jobs at the end of it, which is really pleasing. And as I said before, those jobs it's not just the jobs that are there, it's increasingly the pick of the jobs with better long-term career opportunities. So we're really proud of our students and how successful they are year on year. There's a fabulous staff team here that are committed to ensuring the best for them. But at the heart of what we do are our students, and we're constantly looking for ways to get feedback from them so that we can always improve what's on offer. So I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour about Plumpton. The final thing I'm going to leave you with before I hand over to Chris is just some information about our values. And these are the things that are underpin everything we do as a college. This is the experience that we expect all of our staff and all of our students, all of our employers that we work with and the community to have of Plumpton. And these things are really important to us. If our students, for example, get this experience of being a student here, we know that will have ensured they've had a very successful and I'm sure enjoyable time as a student here. But more importantly, we work with our students to ensure they are embodying these values themselves, as well as that personal development and growth, as well as those vocational skills and that technical knowledge and that stretch and challenge. If our students are embodying these and displaying these attributes, not just whilst they're here, but certainly by the time they leave, we know they'll go on to have hugely successful future careers and happy and fulfilling lives too. And that's why we're here. So nice to meet you. Thank you for your time. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see you in person at some point soon. The best of luck for those that are studying in school or college or elsewhere over the coming months. Stay safe, and I'm going to hand you over to Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good evening. As the Finance Director, my priority is helping students overcome barriers so that if you want to study at Plumpton, you're able to do so. This evening, we have a live Q&A session with the finance team where you can ask all sorts of very specific to you questions about fees, funding and bursaries. I'm just going to touch on 6 key areas: transport and accommodation, how you are supported to study here, the further education and higher education fees that may apply, when you might want to think about some of those additional costs, and the bursaries and support that's available there to help you. The college operates its own bus network. That's an expanding network to bring students in right from the boundaries of Surrey and Kent or from the south coast. We've simplified our model this year to help students so that we have an inner zone and an outer zone. and the bus ticket per term varies between £95 and £145 per term. Bursaries are available there to support you, but it is important to understand that if you engage with the college bus network, there will always be some fee to pay. In addition to that, we have accommodation. The college has 184 bedrooms on site. We're very proud of our Ofsted Outstanding. I think 3 times in a row we've got Ofsted Outstanding for our safeguarding and accommodation provision. And importantly, our accommodation is so fundamentally different to my experience of when I went to university. When I went to university, you got a room and you got a meal twice a day, Monday to Friday. And that was it, you're on your own. We don't give our students that experience. We have full board 7 days a week, we provide cleaning, and we have a 24-hour wardening service. There is always someone awake walking around our site, so you have confidence your son and daughter are going to be safe whilst at Plumpton. You can arrange tours of the accommodation and student services, and of course the fees depend on the different rooms. We have a range of rooms. Those fees range from £5,500 to just under £7,000 a year, but there are bursaries available to support students with those costs as well. In terms of fees, the good news is if you're 16 to 18 and coming to study a further education course, there are no tuition fees. That's the part the government pays for. The college charges a single annual facility fee. It's £120. And the reason we do that is giving parents and guardians peace of mind that their son or daughter is not going to be asked for money for a locker, to access the Wi-Fi, to do some printing, whatever it may be, that is wrapped up into a single annual fee for peace of mind. There are no other fees to pay for 16 to 18-year-olds. At 19 plus, there are tuition fees. Those are variable based upon the course, so please engage with your programme managers and find out what those are for your courses. And again, there's the facility fee. There are advanced learner loans there to support students. 19 plus students with those fees. They work exactly in the same way as student loans for university and cover tuition only element and are paid directly to the college, so you don't have to worry about those fees. If you're looking at higher education, the college charges a standard £9,000 for new students, £12,000 for international, and those are prorated if you are on a part-time course. And just like any university, you can access student loan to access those courses, both for your tuition fees but also maintenance support. I've mentioned some of those other costs to consider. So if you are a floristry or a metalsmithing student, there are some additional charges to pay. One of the things when I came to Plumpton as a new FD that surprised me is we spend more on flowers for florists than we do on steel for metalsmiths, which tells you about the amount of raw materials that go into those courses. But also you need to consider those more everyday things like the personal protection equipment. We don't allow students to pick up a chainsaw unless they're appropriately supervised and trained and wearing safety trousers, for instance. The other thing to remember, of course, is every course has the opportunity for trips, and we hope to return to those in the new year when COVID passes. So we've got some examples on screen. One of our most popular trips for our animal management students has been to South Africa each year. We also have our own centre in Snowdonia for our adventure sports students. I've talked several times through this, whether it was your bus tickets or your accommodation, about the bursaries available to support. And I want to make it clear that the college wants to support as many students to study here as wish to, and we currently support around a third of our students with a bursary. There are some indications on screen about household income, but every bursary application is made on an individual assessment of personal circumstances. So do engage with my team and ask them about your eligibility. There are also a lot more evidence and information available on the website, and there's a lot more sources where we can help you attract funding to help with your studies. On screen are some of the organisations that are currently sponsoring students to study at Plumpton. but most importantly is to have those conversations with the admissions team and with the bursaries team and find out what it means for you. Thank you very much.